Boopy 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 boopy. Boopy 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 boop 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 boop. Hey boy. Welcome to No One Can Know About This, a podcast where we play every Final Fantasy. I'm Jeff Ekman.
And I'm Ryan Kazmiski.
And here we go, Season 3, Episode 14. It is Episode 14.
It is Episode 14.
I'm going to do your line.
You're going to do it? Okay. I was a little slow on the uptake there.
Where we left off, Kefka is winning.
Yeah.
Kefka is a big winner.
He turned all the Espers into Magicite.
He put them all in his pocket. We then go to General Leo's grave. Wait, let me track this out. Kefka kills General Leo and, flies off to go fuck with the entire world, right?
Yeah,
And we go, let's have a funeral.
Yeah, it's the only right thing to do.
I guess it makes sense.
People loved General Leo.
They did. He was beloved for good reason. He was a great leader. We all love him. I know that there was a legendary fake thing back in the 90s about whether or not you could revive General Leo in this game, and that people spent years of their lives devoted to finding the way to revive
General Leo.
And now we live in an era where you can look at the code and people go, oh, yeah, no, there's no General Leo revival.
Yeah, we were talking about that, about how it's kind of a shame that all of those urban legends of video games, it's so hard for them to exist now.
It is.
Anytime somebody told you something, you would just go look it up on the internet now.
Right, but there's still games like Bloodborne and stuff like that that have, hidden optional bosses that, are still in the code, which I find fascinating. We don't have to go off on that, because we're playing Final Fantasy here. Mm-hmm. So let's do that. Here we are, we're looking at what I called the Tomb of the Sword, because it's a big tomb that has a sword in it. Mm-hmm. It's General Leo's grave.
And I'm excited about this week because we're about to do some really fun cleanup before we head to the next chapter.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really fun episode. So let's get to it. Let's do it.
I wanted to learn so much more from you. From General Leo? Oh, right, they had that conversation about love or whatever.
Right. Shit.
Interceptor.
Nasty wound.
Oh, he's hurt. Oh, no.
We not only lost Leo, but Shadow, too. Curse the Empire. Yeah, so we buried General Leo, and as far as we know, Shadow is dead, and his dog is here whimpering and kind of hurt.
Yeah, the reality is that Shadow is just a bad pet owner. And we should know by now, no one should think he's hurt. He comes and goes like the wind. So.
Yeah, everybody should know that he's just with the wind.
Now I'm worried about Edgar and the others.
I wish I could say they were safe. Oh, it's fixed.
After we crashed into the mountains or whatever it was an episode or two ago, the other people who were hanging out with the airship have fixed the airship and they're heading back towards us to meet up in Thamasa.
Mm-hmm. Luckily, it must be a Volkswagen or something. You can fix it with anything. That's what they say, right?
Yeah.
Because it seems like whatever was wrong with it must not have been that big of a deal.
It was very well built.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did Sid fix it?
Sid's a magic guy in this game. He's not you don't say, Setzer.
We've been had. The Emperor is a liar. So, you finally hit pay dirt, eh?
Watch your mouth. There's ladies present. I was a perfect gentleman.
Wow, that is a filthy, filthy joke.
It is.
That just slipped by the Nintendo censors, I guess. Slipped by me the first time, too.
Well, you were probably too focused on doing that voice.
Mm-hmm.
He's really the perfect guy for a Jimmy story.
Who are you?
He's one of this town's citizens.
I love you can feel him getting further away from saying the word before he gets... Who's this puffed up aerobics instructor anyway?
Kid's got quite a lip.
I'm gonna paint your portrait. Show you who you really are.
Let's go. God, these types of scenes, while there's not as many as the last game, they need to just do away with this.
Yeah, they don't need these at all. These, characters meeting other characters and going well, I don't know about you. You seem to have that character trait that we all know already.
Yeah, someone's oh, Sabine, you look so in shape.
Right.
I mean, these introduction, comic relief scenes are painful.
Well, when a character's whole thing is I'm a bodybuilder, then there's only like one thing for people to say to him when they meet him.
That's true.
But I guess just don't have anybody meet him.
I don't feel like we would lose anything if like nobody went like, hey, who's Strago?
We would lose the intangible flavoring.
You know what? You might be right about that a little bit, but maybe that intangible flavoring could be better.
Yeah, it could be a better flavor.
So look at that. We've got like a flock of people.
Huge amount of people.
What's wrong, lover boy?
How old are you?
10. Why? He's like, oh, jeez.
Oh, I want to go to
Coming along,
jail.
too.
You've grown up entirely too fast. Lighten up, okay? Edgar doesn't need to go to jail.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a crime if you're under 15, too.
God.
Why are there scenes like this? Watching this again, I see no way to read this other than that, like, Edgar is embarrassed that he's attracted to a 10-year-old.
I think that's what's going on here.
Like-
all these interaction scenes, let's call them, scenes where, like, your characters are interacting with each other because
Banter.
of banter. At worst, they're boring. At best, they're pedophilia.
I was going to say, I think you got it
Nah,
backwards.
my sentence is wrong.
The Empire's after the sealed gate. They're looking for some statues or something.
Oh, that's right. Some statues or something.
Right, they're going in there to look for those goddess statues.
Meanwhile, we cut over to the sealed gate, which is open.
Yeah.
And Kefka and Gestahl are there, and they're ready to go for those legendary statues that we've heard about now. Last week, we found the like images of the statues, which help keep the real statues sealed.
We learned that the statues like invented magic, so this is like the source of all power.
And Kefka and Gestahl are about to go hang out with it.
Oh, well, surely Espers to think they opened the gate themselves. The statue should be just ahead.
That's a pretty good one.
If we can just get our hands on them, we'll have everything we ever dreamed of. You and me, Kefka, buddies forever. Pals, come quickly.
Yeah, I don't think that.
Like,
yeah.
what?
Kefka's already giggling behind his back,
I
being
know.
very, like an obvious dick. What's wrong, Tara? The island, the world is groaning in pain.
Oh, God.
Whoa. That's a funny way to describe like an earthquake or something. It's like the world is groaning and the tsunami, it's puking.
The ocean is vomiting all over the land. Holy fuck.
Whoa, oh my god. Whoa!
Oh, yeah.
Is there also an underground?
So Kefka and Gestahl make it through the sealed gate to the forbidden prize of the statues that invented magic.
Right. Land masses start ripping apart, and a big chunk of land flies up into the sky.
Yeah, we never find out if there is an underground or not,
Right,
but
no.
what there is now there's a floating continent.
Yep. And it's floating away up into the sky. Like, what the fuck is that doing? And
I
why?
love it. It like breaks off where there's people just like hanging out in the park, and
Yes.
like half of them get stuck going up. And, like,
Yeah.
the other ones are like, no.
Yeah, what about the people who were just like on that mountain as it rose into the sky?
I think they almost all certainly died. Like, because when we go to the floating continent, it's so dangerous up there.
Right, it is, yeah.
Is there the ground and the
There's
underground?
ground, and there's the underground.
What the fuck? Wait a minute. Is that the world? What?
That's like the southern continent. I
That's the
think.
continent, okay.
Or part of it's a chunk of land.
And it's floating up into the sky?
Yeah, it's like the chunk that had the. Yeah, here we go.
Wow, that looks awesome.
Kefka and Gestahl are standing with the statues. I don't know how many miles above the Earth. I don't know if there's oxygen up here or if they're actually in space, but they're looking out over the planet, and it looks really cool.
Yeah, it's like the craziest hot air balloon ride of all time.
Like, now nothing can stop me. That's the Emperor talking, and Kefka's giggling his nuts off.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, over
Good
here on the
call
boat.
magic. If the three statues should ever be moved out of alignment, the resulting imbalance of power would rearrange the face of our planet.
So it's like a feng shui kind of thing?
Yeah, you don't want to get the energy flow out of the flow, you know?
Yeah, you need the flow flowing.
Yeah. Don't stick a fork in that socket.
Not just yet.
Yeah, you take over.
So the floating continent's up in the sky. We're back on the airship, and we now have the option when you take control of the airship to either go to the floating continent or land and hang out
Yeah.
and do whatever else you want to do.
And in these kinds of games, whenever you hit a point where there's like, you can see some finality coming, you're like, oh, there might not be any turning back.
Right.
What you generally want to do is like slow way down.
Yeah, you
and go make sure that you didn't miss anything stupid that you wanted to see.
Yeah, you have the option now available for you to at any point end it, and you take every opportunity that you can to delay that choice.
It's like last call at a theme park. Like,
You gotta go
one more
ride all the
ride.
rides.
Let's see if we can figure out some things.
Yeah, let's take stock of some shit.
I mean, I would say that we're just gestalling for time.
Oh.
Goodbye.
Make airship great again. Put a casino on it. You know? Mm-hmm. Make it classy.
Like a casino.
Like a casino.
The most famously classy of all
That's what I'm
establishments.
saying. Look, you know who thinks casinos are classy? The president of the fucking
You're right.
United
You're right.
States. Okay? Like the elite of the
You're
elite.
right, you're right.
Find the floating continent, or
Now let's lift off.
where are we going?
I want to find that town where the guy was sick in bed and with the letters.
Yeah!
It's gonna be on this top part somewhere.
Uh-huh. Over here? Perhaps? This place?
Maybe. I
Was
don't
it in
think
a
it was
castle?
a castle. It wasn't a
It's
castle.
like a town, right?
Yeah.
Is this a town?
No, not that cave. I meant the town on the other side of these mountains.
Okay. Wait, point it out again? Oh, I think that's Old Man
It's just
House.
Old Man Hut. Okay, well maybe that down there.
This town?
Yeah.
South Figaro?
Oh, is that what that is?
I'm 90%
Should we go
sure.
north of here to the next dot?
Don't you want to use your dot map? Your fancy fucking dot map that you were so proud of?
Okay, fancy dot map time.
Is it this cave?
It's not a cave. It's not.
Was it Figaro?
I'm pretty sure it's not
Is
Figaro.
it this place?
It could be this place. I remember it looked like some houses.
Uh-huh.
Oh, this is Poor Town.
Is it Port Town?
No, it's not here.
Zozo. That's
Get
right.
out of here.
Oh, this place.
Yeah, like I don't know if this is actually gonna be useful.
I wanted to, now I feel committed.
Okay.
It sounds like I'm unfolding a road atlas,
It does.
but it's literally a single 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper.
I don't know how you're making this much noise.
I don't either.
It's
Jador?
not Jador.
It's not Jador.
Because to get to the Veld, we like jumped off a cliff. Whoa, I don't know if we've been here.
What is this?
Oh, this is the guy who's like, I'm going to build a war machine, right?
Oh.
Yeah, we can't let the
world
world.
become too peaceful. People are at their best when they're at war. He has a war
Everyone
coliseum.
says that.
A war coliseum. We better see this war coliseum built before the end and commit war in it.
No, on the map to
right
the
on
right.
map.
Yeah.
Okay,
That one that's like right ahead of you, like right to the right still a little bit. Right,
Oh,
right
that-
there.
that one?
Yeah, that's got to be it.
Is that it?
I think that's it.
Oh my god.
Yes, and this is the Velt music.
Yep. Okay.
This is it.
Okay.
Mobley's.
Mobley's.
So we're working hard to get to Mobley's so that we can send some fucking letters.
I know. I'm like, you know what we have to make sure we do? Finish this annoying side quest that we've hated doing. But like, we've got to just make sure that it's done.
We got to do it.
Here's
This is
running.
the mailman. Go inside and there's the postmaster. Okay, he sends things all over the world. Obviously, he's full of shit. Anyway.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. The guy is in the house to the left. There's another letter.
Another letter has arrived. Can you read it? Mother's taken ill. We can't afford medicine. If only we had some tonic.
Okay.
I give Lola everything. Can I give her the tonic? Can I go give her a tonic?
Go to the mailman. Go to the mailman. No, not him. In the postmaster guy.
Okay.
Yes.
I
Okay.
can
Send
tonic.
it.
How do I?
Go back into the house. Okay. Go to the inn and go to sleep. We've met your girlfriend. She thinks you're dead.
Well, it's the next day. Has a letter arrived? Have you received my tonic?
Titanic.
My tonic.
Yes.
Oh my god.
There's a letter.
In case you've forgotten how this works, the process of sending letters for this injured soldier is go to his room, read him a letter. He says he wishes he could send a letter. You go to the post office, you send a letter, and then you got to go to the inn and go to sleep.
Yep.
At least once.
Yeah.
Then he'll have a new letter when you get back the next day.
Yeah, and you just keep doing
You just
this.
keep reading him letters and spending money to send letters.
And you're sending tonics with the letters, like they're packages, really.
And really, all you're doing is like putting bad ideas into one of your characters' heads. We'll get to that later in the
Yeah,
game.
you're right.
But like, he's totally seeing this going like, I don't want to get to it.
Yeah.
I'd give Lola everything if I could only move.
And what? Can I give her love through the mail? What is happening?
We're sending letters.
How many chops do I have to do?
I don't know.
I'm Chop von Roxenberg. I'm Captain Chop. See, if you do this thing repeatedly enough times, like maybe a thing happens. What the fuck?
You said you were reading a book. If only I could read it too.
Now I'm gonna send a book. Like, when is enough? When is it enough for this chick bitch?
But we talked to her and she was like, I'm not even getting any of this shit.
I know. So what the fuck is happening?
We're
Like,
spend
what
a
is it?
fortune on this fake
Gotta,
mail.
like, repeat. And don't forget the petty cash in costs.
I think if you walk north, you're gonna sleep in a bed. There's like a bed you walk into.
Well, I'd prefer to charge it to the client.
Okay. We'll send an invoice to this sick soldier when we're done
Exactly.
for this farce.
He'll, well, cause what the fuck? If he has another letter and it's not like, here's $1 million gold, I don't know what I want out of this, honestly.
Well, there's not another letter.
Oh,
I heard in my name you send Lola many things.
that is true.
I wish to thank you.
Yay!
Please accept this as a token of my appreciation.
Okay. The Tintina bar. I bet you it's already outdated for us.
What is a Tintina bar?
I don't know, but let's find out.
All those things.
There it is.
So we finished the mail loop and we finally get our prize.
Which we never equip even once.
Yeah, we don't find it useful in any situation.
No.
We sent all of those letters. Recovers HP with each step. Oh, so you like heal as you walk around.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's the intangible flavor.
That's that intangible flavor.
Well, you're welcome.
Alright, whatever. I guess we did that.
Do we go back to the town of Miranda and talk to... I assume that's where the lady is?
Yeah, maybe we do that.
I think we should.
Miranda is some town over here, though. Never mind. Tizen.
Is this where she
Oh,
is?
there's a guy with a glowing... Let's look for a guy with a glowing rock.
If you remember, we once ran into a guy who said, there's somebody with a glowing rock in Tizen. So again, it's the big cleanup episode.
Yeah, we didn't land in the right town because I never got to finish my map, tragically, so we couldn't go straight there.
That was the problem. So instead we landed here and realized, oh, there's something to do here. Find the guy with the glowing rock.
He's
In
like,
here?
guy with a glowing rock. I told him I didn't want it. He went to Tizen.
Right. What is this kid doing?
I want to play outside.
Well, that's what you're doing. And you're being a dick about it. And you're sliding down the railing like a fucking menace.
Thanks to you people, peace has been achieved. No, it hasn't. Haven't you heard? It's worse than ever.
The opposite of that has happened.
Maybe that guy back there who's all shady.
Oh, hey there.
So, like, in the back of town, sort of hanging out in the trees, is like a guy who's got some rock to sell.
Yeah, he's like clearly hiding back there. And
Yeah.
if you catch him,
He's
he'll-
like,
he'll
whoa,
be-
don't scare me like that.
Right, and then you can pay a bunch of money for a rock.
Which is Saffrim. Saffrim.
Yeah, it's another magicite.
Another Esper. As though we don't have enough of this stuff
Exactly.
already.
That's ridiculous.
Oh no.
Ooh, don't scare people like that. I thought you were a trooper. A while ago, someone broke into the Magitech research facility and raised a ruckus. I took the opportunity to grab this.
I mean, if I broke into a Magitech research facility and stole important materials, I would be like, hey, I found this.
I would be afraid to touch it.
That's a good
You
point.
know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
I wouldn't like be like, sweet.
This rock has
a glowing
biohazard on
rock.
it.
Yeah, like it's warm to the touch.
Right, and it makes me sick if I stay near it for too long.
Exactly. For 3,000 gold pieces, this glowing stone is yours.
Found him.
I think we should take it.
It's another
magicite.
fucking Esper.
And the way to get it is to find this guy in the tree.
I mean, you thought the last game had crystals to spare. This
one's
is
got
out of control. Alright, where is this fucking town?
Miranda, I thought it was on this continent, but maybe I am wrong.
Is it this place?
It's possible. That might be it.
Ooh.
Yep.
Miranda!
She's in one of these houses.
Oh my god. Miranda herself?
Wow, these guys have not gotten the bad news yet. They didn't notice when the continent split in half and half of it flew into the sky.
Well, that was like another continent.
That boy made to serve as a soldier has returned. Wait, was it that guy who was sick come back? Let's go in the house and see. Let's go find them.
Which house? This house?
There she is.
Okay.
He sent that book. I'll read it every evening before bed. Well, she got it.
That was just one of the things.
Should we go to sleep and come back?
What the fuck? Can I sleep in your Bitcoin bed? God damn it. Let's take a nap and see if she has something different to say, which would be strange. So this place is like a bunch of stores and that lady's house.
Yes.
Alright, lady.
Whatever.
What
Fuck
the
this.
fuck?
We got the book and she'll read it every day before bed.
Good for fucking you, piece of shit.
Well, that was a disappointing end to the side quest.
Yeah, I would have appreciated more than like one line of dialogue about that she got a book.
Right.
Like I would have liked to see him
I guess
maybe show up, or
Yeah,
she
I
knows
think
where
they-
he is now, or she thanks you, or anything really.
They felt like it was over with the Tintina bar, but actually, this is still kind of planting the seeds for something that's going to come back up later.
That is true.
I mean, I'm doing everything I can to get you fuckers together. I got a world to save. The continent just flew into the sky.
I can't think of anything else we should do before we go to the continent.
Alright.
You know?
What about this? Should we do this?
Yeah, we could do this for a
How
while.
long should we do this for?
I'm just doing donuts in the sky in the airship.
Yeah, we're really like, it's so weird. What is it with the like reluctance to finish parts of these games? You know, like you just really.
Whenever there's a threshold that it's like, are you ready to go do that? I'm always like, well, let's make absolutely sure. And this
Yeah.
happens again before the end of the game in a more severe way.
Yeah, of course.
But here we are, wasting time.
If you stare like right at the center, it's not so bad. Like where the horizon line is.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
You can make the airship go up and down so that you have no orientation on the horizon,
Yeah,
too.
Jeff is like flying in spirals. I'm
trying to fuck
around
with
the
him.
world.
Make you throw up.
Well, we got a video version now, so what are we
We
gotta
should
do
play this in a
something.
VR headset with like a huge screen size. It's just like feet in front of you.
We're going down! Won't let me land in the ocean.
Where is the continent?
What is
How
that?
do we get there? This has gotta be. Whoa, what is that?
So while we're flying around aimlessly,
yeah.
we find this like strangely shaped island. What's weird about it is that it has no town or cave or anything on it.
It's just like a mountain and a forest, and it's in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
Is that just a forest and a mountain? What do we got here?
Was this always here? Go in that forest.
Is it a chocobo forest? What is this? Is this an island full of... Is this a grindland?
Let's see if we get our asses kicked right away.
Intangir. I don't even... Where is he?
What?
So we get into a random fight with an enemy that seems to be invisible.
Yeah, this enemy is called Intangirs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't see him when he appears on the screen, and as we're about to learn, this is like a really tricky puzzle fight.
We just happen to run into something really weird.
It's not really a boss, but it's like this island, this is the only encounter on it, or
Right.
one of them or something.
And it is a
but, like,
random encounter. You don't, find this.
Yeah.
But it's here.
But, like,
on
the
this island.
point of this island is, like, if you want, come try to fight this tricky monster.
Right. So we start the fight, and we're looking at nothing.
What's happening? What's occurring?
I don't know.
What am I fighting?
I don't know.
Nice to meet you. Whoa, boy! Now, can I fight you?
So this enemy is, like, immune to physical attacks when he's invisible. But when
Right.
you use magic, he appears.
Right. So we used magic, and then suddenly this giant monster appears next to us, and we're like, oh my god, that's him.
He's like part tiger, part fish, part street shark. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
Part, bipedal organism.
yeah, exactly.
Oh,
I'm
no.
healing him. Everything is healing him.
No.
What is occurring?
Oh.
Okay.
No.
Medio?
Oh.
Oh no!
Oh.
He's casting Meteo on us, which is really severe, and everything that I'm doing to him seems to be healing him, so I decide to run away.
Yeah, the loop of this fight is that, like, you make him appear with magic, but all magic heals him.
Right.
And once he appears, the next turn he gets, he casts Meteo and becomes invisible again.
Right. So, like, you have this tiny window to put in physical damage while he's available, but then he's gonna send Meteo at you and then disappear again.
Right.
Oh, no. Gao, run.
Gao.
Run!
Gao out!
Out of there!
Gao out! Okay, hang on. I want to kill that thing.
So, you're gonna want to take off weapons that have magic.
So magic heals it.
Seems like all magic heals it. Like, get a Sabine in there.
Oh, I gotta go back to the...
You gotta have this ship.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's go. Hope we run into that thing.
Yeah, I want to try that again. That was cool, right?
Yeah, that was cool. Just want to make sure we're doing some effective grinding here while we're walking around looking for this fight.
I like you thinking. You really need teamwork when you play this game.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go. So magic him? God. Wow. I did okay there.
I wonder how much help this guy has.
Well, I mean, if we could just keep doing this, then whatever, right?
Yeah.
So we have a strategy where we won't die, but we put in very little damage every turn.
Yeah, like to bring him out, we're casting Cure 1 on him,
Right.
so that it heals him not as much as our like damaging magic heals him. So the Cure brings him out, and then we hopefully have timed it so that we can get Edgar and Sabine to get attacks off before he meteos and vanishes.
Which you have to do so fast. It's like really hard to get those in time before
Yeah.
he disappears.
Like even just putting in the inputs might take too long.
Right. And so that's the loop right now, is like we're not gonna die, but it's like just gonna take forever.
Yeah, and meanwhile, like we have Gao pretending to be a stray cat, so
Right.
he's just like once in a while he might get an attack in
Right.
if he's lucky.
If you're lucky.
At the right time, yeah.
But I can't even begin to explain to you guys how much of this we're cutting out.
Yeah, this was probably like the longest boss fight that it's not even a boss fight really, but
Right.
this fight
This
took
is one of the
forever.
longest fights we ever do in the game.
Yeah.
How much?
More.
And then he sleeps himself, and that's how he disappears?
I'm not sure. Oh! Oh, it missed! Wait, what?
Oh,
no! Oh, quadruple no!
Edgar, I think we've talked about this before, has the chainsaw, and he'll do one of two things. He'll either like put in a bunch of damage with the chainsaw or try to do an instant kill move.
Right. And this is
If the instant kill move doesn't work, then it's like does no damage and is worthless turn.
this instant kill move from this point on starts to become a problem as we start facing more and more enemies that are just straight up immune to death.
Right. So it becomes less and less useful as time goes on, as he becomes better and better at trying to go for the kill.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
Oh, bummer.
What the fuck?
He must have been like, I'm gonna do the auto death one, and it's like, nope, immune to auto death. Not happening.
Then don't do the auto death one.
Oh, and her weapon, that's no good. Do the punch.
Do the pummel.
Oh,
Whoa, what? Why?
Oh, you were a little too slow, I guess.
Oh, do the chainsaw.
Oh my god.
Jesus. Dude. Like, I got it. I got it in before she did it. Let's come on, baby. Come on, chainsaw! Dude,
No!
stop doing that! What a fucko. Fucking Edgar, you piece of shit. Like, he thinks he's gonna be, like, sweet, come in and, like, end the fight for us and be a fucking hero? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
It just goes on and on.
Yeah, it just goes on and on, you're right.
Through all of this ongoing loop that just never ends, Gao died, and we decided to just leave him dead and try to not.
Yeah,
not
it
even
like
bring him
wasn't
back.
worth the turns to like raise him and all of that
Yeah.
stuff.
So we're just fighting with 3 people.
Do you think Gao is gonna be like passive aggressive after this? Like, oh, that's you just
Oh, you
slept me, cool. They're like, well, we just thought it would be like best, you know? Yeah, sure, yeah,
Right,
it
right.
makes sense. I get it. I get it. I do. I get it.
And And this is truly like a battle of attrition because you start every damage attempt by healing him. So you're already like putting him up a little bit.
Yeah.
And then if Edgar, like, it's like half the time he does that auto death thing.
Yeah.
So then you might not even be you might be breaking even sometimes on the damage if Edgar isn't delivering with the chainsaw, you know? So it's totally like whenever he does that, it's like, man, and that was another like 5 minutes wasted.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
If I didn't get the chainsaw, it's ridiculous, and I think I didn't get the chainsaw.
I mean, if you don't, it's you're doing.
I got it.
You got it. Like you do like half damage with that because like she heals him 400, and then you hit him for like 1,000.
What the fuck?
And then she heals him for 400, and then you hit him for like. Oh my god. What is this island? Why didn't anyone tell us about this place?
Intangir.
Is this like fucking Jurassic Park? Like,
How
did we just
many
land on
hit
the
points
wrong
does this fucko
island?
have?
I don't know.
And why is he invisible? He starts the fight invisible, and it's like intense music, and you're like, what am I even fighting? And then when he appears, you're like, fuck, what am I gonna do? But
And then he disappears.
alright, here we go. I mean,
Why did they put this in the game? What
like,
is
this is obviously doable at our level.
like, our strategy is sound,
Right.
For sure. But it's just like, geez, like, what are we?
What-
How
what-
do we make it go fast?
How do we make it go faster? No, you idiot! Edgar, you son of a bitch. Fucking cock.
I can't believe how long this has gone on.
I really, like, we should be going to the moon or whatever.
let's fight that guy.
Oh my god.
Meanwhile, the fate of the world hangs in the balance, and we're on like a nameless island fighting an invisible monster.
And we won't give up either. And he's just like, run away. Run away from
He's
me.
like, leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
I don't want to be here.
I medio you and you go away.
We've been at it for at least 20 minutes.
Oh,
I think at
probably
least
half
20
an hour.
minutes.
I think more than that.
You're way off here. It's actually been more like an hour.
Escape! No! What? What the fuck? 10 magic points. Edgar learned ice. No experience?
Nope.
Intangir has a really funny trick where after you've spent,
Funny is one way to put it.
after you spent 40 minutes, well, this is like part of the like flavoring that we've been talking about of these Final Fantasy games is like fights like this that are literally just middle fingers to the person
Yeah.
trying to complete them. It's like a joke.
So-
it's like we got punked right
To
here.
explain what happened, if Intangir comes out of his invisibility with like less than 1,500 hit points or something like that, I know we looked this up in a second, we're going to say, he just runs away.
Yeah, so
And
if
you can't beat him.
if you can't put in enough damage in one turn to like deliver the killing blow, like if he has 2,000 hit points and you can't take him all the way down in that one turn,
He'll wake up and
then
run.
he'll wake up and run away,
And you don't get
it's-
anything.
It's totally like
You don't get anything.
What the fuck?
We didn't beat him.
Well, how do we beat him?
He got away.
What do you mean?
Got away. That's what I mean.
What do you mean? Get back here.
Just try to do it again.
No, I don't want to do it again.
Then what are you
we
doing?
starting over?
Why are you...
What's happening? No, he ran away? He ran away. And what are you talking about? Wait.
For me, this was one of the two most devastating moments in us playing this game. Not counting losing the data thing from episode 5, but like forgetting
Just
that
like-
in the game, defeat, this was bad.
I mean, the thing that sucks about it is like we are so right on the edge of being able to do it.
I know.
like, but we're just not there.
Like you were saying he'll wipe out your party if you're too low level. We were not being wiped out, but we weren't high enough level to do the killing blow.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
And we were still low enough that like every time he attacked us, it was like hard to you take some recovery
Yeah,
time too.
yeah.
So you're like constantly playing catch up.
He ran away. He escaped. Hey, we got 10 magic points. That's a lot.
Dude,
Not for that amount of time.
no,
really.
not even close. What the fuck?
I think you were at that for like 45 minutes.
And then he ran away?
And then he ran away. Yes.
What would have happened if I had beaten him?
I don't know. Do you remember his name? Should I look him up?
It was like interloper something. I think you should look him up. I want you to look him up.
Okay, so
I'm not leaving this island without finding out a little bit more information about this fucko.
Intangir.
Yeah, Intangir. Yeah, that was it. I mean, what the fuck?
Intangir is an enemy in Final Fantasy VI that's fought on Triangle Island in the northeast and is easily the most powerful enemy that can be encountered in the first part of the game. That's all it says about him.
That's it?
Battle. If the Intangir wakes up with 1,280 health points or less, he will flee. So you were like a hit away.
No way!
Got him under
1,200?
Yeah.
That's like a chainsaw.
And yeah,
That's a fucking chainsaw.
It will, yeah. And he came. You woke him up, and he was like, "Oh shit, I better get out of here." So you just have to make sure that you. Yeah, if we were higher level and you could do 2,000 a hit, you would have gotten him. You would have brought him down.
What a rough one.
In the debate about the merits of like turn-based role-playing games, like one huge thing that no piece of design could ever make it okay is like long fights that when you lose them, you have to do like
You have to start over. They don't keep their health points at that point.
There's no way to balance that because it's like as someone who plays these games, I want those long fights.
Right.
But
And you
also,
want the stakes.
losing them is never fun, and as soon as you do, it's almost like the only thing to do is like walk away.
Yeah.
And be like, that's over today.
Right.
Unless you're making a podcast.
True. But I do think that it's like what makes it fun when you do succeed is that there were stakes there.
Exactly.
And the danger of like that.
Right, and
Potentially.
feeling like you're like, I got a strategy and it worked.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Oh, God.
We were so close. We had the right strategy
We were
and
so
everything.
fucking close.
Dude, what the fuck?
Since Intangir has a lot of health points, players can exploit the Vanish Doom bug or the Mew Rage. I don't know what either of those mean. Even in the SNES and PlayStation versions, using Realm's Sketch while having Strago in the party allows him to learn the Traveler lore, which Strago can use. Oh, okay, here's what Sketch is good for. She sketches things and he learns new lores. Okay, that's...
What?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Wait, who?
Using Realm's Sketch while having Strago in the party allows him to learn the Traveler lore. So if she's like sketching a thing, he'll learn, and he's there.
Oh.
He'll learn like another
They're
thing.
like team.
Yeah.
They're Palom and Poor Realm.
So in our quest to kill Intangir, we do actually learn some important information about how Realm and Strago, like how their special abilities work, which is that Strago can only learn new abilities by watching Realm draw pictures.
Which doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But they also never really explained that.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's another one of these like Final Fantasy things where it's like this is vital for
Right.
using these characters, but it's not made explicit in the game.
No, and thank God that we went and did this meaningless fight and wound up learning this important piece of information through it.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible that if you go back to Final Fantasy School in Narsh,
Right,
one
that
of those
somebody said
people in
something
the
about
advanced tactics room has.
I don't think that they're
going
to be like, hey, there's somebody in the world who has a
Well, no, but their
granddaughter.
advanced tactics, if you remember, don't make sense. They're like when you use dance on the blah blah blah, and
yeah.
you read that and
Yeah,
you're like,
you're
what
like,
are you talking about? You know, like you don't know what it
Yeah.
means until you have the characters. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway,
But that's how Strago and Realm work.
Yeah.
Whatever. Who cares?
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Let's leave.
Was there like in beating him? Do you get like a crazy amount of XP or
I'm
something?
sure you do, but it's like
God,
we don't need to do this. We didn't beat him.
we didn't beat him by so little. Oh, what a fucking bummer. It sucks. It sucks.
Yeah.
All right, well let's
buy
go
some
to
items.
Yeah,
Go buy
God
some items.
Oh
and
my
then,
god.
and then let's go to the floating island.
I'm not happy about that. What a letdown. What a little bitch.
I can't believe that.
What a little fucking
They're
bitch.
assholes for making it like
Like that's
What a shitty thing!
you can
He's
tell
so
the same
close to
people
death.
who made the first game are still working here when they make a fucking enemy that like you
piece of
spend an
shit.
hour fighting,
What?
and then when you get close, he runs away.
What?
like,
Why? What?
it's not like you can see how many hit points he has either.
Man, what a son of a bitch. But let's go land and save. Go off to the floating continent.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't know what it would be, but I was like, I wonder if at the end of this fight something stupid happens that we're not ready for. Like, I had that thought of like that they would make a fight that's super long and then suddenly has like some last element that you need to like.
Anyway, we start getting over that experience and head towards the floating continent. And when you click on the floating continent, you start flying through a bunch of air battles where you're on the ship and you're fighting different like, things that are coming at you.
You've kind of got like a mini boss rush where like a bunch of different, like, I don't know how to describe them. They're like personal helicopters.
Well, one of them is a
two-
full Air Force. That's
Yeah.
like the boss of
Like,
this area.
that's- yeah.
But it eventually, we're just trying to get to the floating continent, and these are like the first lines of defense.
Hey, boy.
So as you're like fighting these air defenses, it's super cool because you're like walking around on the deck of the airship as like clouds are flying past, and in the background there's like all kinds of little like Magitech things buzzing around.
Right.
Like
Like there's like monsters coming flying around in the air too.
Like, yeah, it feels really frenetic and cool. And then a familiar friend drops by.
Classic familiar friend.
No, really? This is our last battle!
Trust me! Well, today I brought a pal, Mr. Chupon. Come on down!
Mr. Chupon? Oh my god. Funka!
Our old friend Ultros has another old friend named Chupon, who
Yeah.
looks like a flame with a face, but also like his tail has a face.
He looks like a Ghostbusters ghost.
Oh yeah, he does have that vibe.
He's like kind of has a shape, but also doesn't. Mostly he's mouth.
Yeah, and he yells out "Funga."
Watching this again, I wonder if this is like a reference to an enemy in a game we haven't played or
that's a
something.
good
The way
point.
he brings him out is he's like
Everybody knows Chupon.
everyone knows Mr. Chupon, and it's just like it's as though you saw like a mascot from an alternate dimension, and everyone was like, "Yeah,
right.
like the Frim Fram man."
Yeah,
and you're
yeah.
like, "What are you talking about?"
Mr. Chupon's terribly powerful.
He gets hungry when he's irritated. Better not irritate him, I guess.
Oh, you just killed Ultros.
Yeah, he's done. Fuck him.
Now there is only
he's
Chupon.
a jerk, man.
I think he's great. I would hang out with Ultros.
No. Fuck. No.
Whoa!
What?
Chupon sneezes us off our own airship.
Yeah, Ultros we deal with no problem as usual, but Chupon
He throws us off the
blows
ship,
us off the ship.
and now we're falling through the air.
Oh, okay. That was supposed to happen.
okay. Chupon
And now we're falling.
and fighting.
Yes.
And then fighting an air force, an entire air force, with a laser gun and a missile bay.
So we beat the Air Force.
Yeah, which is another fight that's like sort of like that waterfall where it's like a free fall with like a seizure background.
Right. And we wind up landing on the floating continent somehow.
Yeah, I think we must have, flown above it and then we got blown off and
Yeah.
we just sort of land.
We land at the entrance to a major dungeon.
Ooh.
That exhale I just did is because when you land on this continent, you can see Shadow. What must have happened is he was one of those people who happened to get picked up when the continent split,
That
and
might
that's
be-
why
okay.
Interceptor was like, where did he go?
Okay.
Because he's just like...
He got
yeah.
lifted into the sky.
Yeah, and the reason I'm exhaling is because I know something that Jeff does not that's going to come up in a later episode.
Well, next episode.
Next episode.
But it's not yet, and so like you could just hear like Ryan is starting to get nervous because he doesn't know how to handle information that he knows that I don't.
This is like a thing that I've been like worried about from before we even started playing the game. of,
And he's going like,
how do
now
I-
it's about to happen.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do?
How do I deal with this situation?
So you kind of
And
hear
it's-
him freaking out.
Yeah.
Kefka, Gestahlling, the statues.
But you land on the floating continent, and you're like 2 steps away from a save room to be like, okay, you made it through the Air Force and stuff like that. And I take 1 step toward it, and there's a random encounter before I can even save.
God, that is the worst when it's like the thing you need to get to is 2 steps away, and there's like a random encounter in between
Fuck
you
that.
and the thing.
Yeah, especially like when you
hate it.
land here.
Yeah.
What?
Dude, what a bunch of dicks.
Seriously.
Whoa.
Level 3 muddle. He said chocobos at you. Those were 5 magic points for that.
Yeah, that thing is not worth fighting for 10 magic points.
What the fuck? Save.
10?
Oh, you get 10.
I know you just fought that thing, but this is the last thing I did in the game, and you should do this part. The one thing I had decided from the beginning is when we got to this part that Jeff would be the one executing the entire thing.
Yeah.
That the only way for this to have the effect it should would be the person who's never played it before doing it.
Yeah, and so I take control.
Okay.
Like,
Alright.
There's some things coming up that I think are vital that I not be holding the controller for.
And that's episode 14. Next week is the big one.
yeah, tune in next week for the end of the world as we know it.
Potentially. I mean, spoiler alert.
I said as we know
I'm
it.
kidding,
It's
I'm
still
kidding.
gonna be there.
No, I'm kidding.
Didn't we spoil that in the first
Yeah, we
episode?
did. We did, but we gave warning. Anyway, we're finally here. We're on the floating
We're
continent.
finally here.
People who know this game have been waiting for this for 15 weeks.
God. Yeah, one thing that I don't reflect on enough is like how insane the listening experience must, because it's like we have a crazy few days playing it.
Right.
And then those few days become months
Right.
for other people here.
Well, they become months for us,
And
and then
us
they become
too,
like
yeah. It's
other
like
type of months
the
for people.
time dilation truly gives me like a different perspective on my life than I had before we started doing this, where I'm like, lots of timelines can exist simultaneously, and I'm in all of them.
Yeah. So that's where we're at with that. If anybody's interested in the billboards, they're $50, and you can get them by emailing nocatpodcast@gmail.com. That's NOCKAT with the subject line billboards.
Well, next week will probably be the last chance to get a billboard on the floating continent.
Yes.
If that's what you want.
If that's what you want to do, unless that's already taken.
It could be, in which case this will all be deleted.
That's exactly what'll happen.
But if it's still available,
Get your emails in now. Please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts or whatever. You know what to do. You can find us at NoCat Podcast on Facebook and Twitter. And you can support the show at patreon.com/NoCat. We really appreciate everybody that supports the show financially, and the people who just come on and say, hey, this episode had a ridiculous thing in it,
yeah.
and I have a thought on that.
Yeah, even simpler and in some ways even better is like just reaching out and saying hey or telling somebody else about the show because you enjoy it. That
Yeah.
helps us out a lot too.
It really does. So I had another thought on how to introduce this final segment, where what if I say, and now here's a little dessert.
Oh, yeah.
At the end of your meal, complimentary dessert.
Let's give them a little whipped cream.
Yeah,
Just
like the
a dollop.
opposite of an amuse-bouche.
Uh-huh.
Some port wine at the end of your meal. A digestif.
I myself like a nice strong cup of coffee and like a tiny little personal like circular pie, like a
Right.
little mini bite-sized pie.
So maybe we'll call this dessert.
That's what it is this week.
That's right now it is. So enjoy this little piece of no one can know about this dessert.
Papa, where are the chocolates? I check on the clock. I check the clocks all around town. And still no chocolates, Papa. Papa, did the clock man leave the chocolates? Hey, Papa, Sunday will be ruined unless we have the clock chocolate. Where, Papa? Papa, how do we even know it is Sunday if the chocolates are not there? And how do we know that in the future the chocolates will be there on Sunday when the clockman comes around, Papa? Papa, how can we know the clockman will ever come around again? What if we now live in a world where the clocks no longer have clock chocolate? Papa, Papa, please, I need your assurance that the world will stay the same as I grow, Papa. Papa, please. These clock chocolates, it frightens me inside. deeply. They were there last week, Papa. Where are the clock chocolates?